win all 3 lanes for Liquid, that's going to be where his eye is at, because Seb, with this build, he can be formidable in the laning phase, but he has to be in a position of strength to get those enchants off in melee range. If Taiga shows up, like, he just dies to the 3 stun lane. And that's the beauty of these pulls. Like, in theory, if you can get lane control for Boxy, as we see he's acquired, now he's going to go look at middle. There's another really active lane he could play around. Huskar does a ton of damage to a hero like Troll.
Let's see if Taiga can get the angle there, but it's going to be scanned out. So OG know exactly what's going on around mid. And they're going to bring Notel over to just sort of get Taiga out of this area. Make sure the Topson's safe to keep farming as best he can against Quoifer, and so far, so good really in this lane. You know, we've seen obviously in the past, Huskar picked and just destroying heroes in the 1v1, but here in this matchup, Topson keeping the CS pretty much even against Quoifer's Huskar.
Yep. It's so tense. I can feel it. Because obviously these teams are going to be favored to win out the tiebreaker. Tundra have the luxury of waiting and watching to see if their match upcoming against OG will be a must-win for them.
He's going for this. I mean, he's got the backup of Notel. He's diving in onto Quoifer. The regen's going to be too much for him to fight through. This level 2 Berserker's Blood allowing Quoifer to survive. Topson trying to get in yet again. He really wants to get in on top of Quoifer with the melee hits if he can. See if he can close this gap. He's going to have another slow in a few seconds. Notel keeping him sustained, but now Quoifer, he's just going to turn towards Notel. Notel's going to get pushed back. Quoifer still alive. They just don't have the damage to kill the Huskar at the moment between the 2 of them, and they've got to be careful. The Taiga by Quoifer's side. Topson, he's got to get out of there.
Yeah, he got Helm of Iron Will delivered as that second attempt went down, so there's just no way you're going to kill him anymore with all that regen. 15 HPS, it was even more under the tower, plus the armor boost, of course. Taiga uncharacteristically missing a couple rolls, but oh, now the All-Flame's here.
Yeah, they've got the backup. Wow. And with that, they're just going to be able to blow up Topson. A nice little move up from Boxy as he comes to join the forces and get the kill top lane. They might just be able to burst Seb, or can Seb turn and get Mickey instead. Dissimulate off the side, Mickey's away over the Fissure. And with the south going, Mickey, he'll be able to back away.
Yeah, Seb going for the wrong dissimulate portal, but, you know, can't blame him. Mickey not going to play into his hands. And keep in mind, with all this brawling that's happening mid and top, the reason Boxy can connect for kills like that, he's got 2 points in Thirst. When 3 enemy heroes are all, you know, under 40% HP, he's suddenly moving at haste. And here's the TP we're talking about.
Let's see if Taiga can set up onto Seb as they're going to have the hold here. Insania with the root to line things up. Taiga gets the kick, gets the slow off. Seb, he's got a few stick charges. Is it going to be enough to help him? It isn't. Seb will go down as Liquid get the kill, and around these rune timings as well, they get the one from the river. Saxo is already in position though to head up and get the one from OG's own triangle. Taiga will block the count. No, drops the ward down.
Oh, this is so much fun. I'm gonna miss this when it's gone, Owen. Like, this is our last day of EU Dota.
Taiga still got the bounty rune. Did Saxo?
Wait, what? Oh, he left it.
He left it. I guess he did. Yeah, Topson had a bottle. He was leaving it for Topson, but Taiga, he gets the window to go in and take the bounty rune for Liquid.
Nice.
So Liquid, end up getting 3 of the 4 bounty runes there, with Saxo leaving that one for Topson, and of course this leaves Topson with an empty bottle. So he couldn't get there in time. Yep.
That's the thing about playing against Huskar mid. You have to go for these more unconventional styles, because if you can't spam axes, you just can't lane. Like, look how aggressive Quoifer is allowed to play. You can't really trade with him unless he's missing most of his hits. It's also, of course, an orb attack, so you can do this without being annoyed by creep mechanics. One of the reasons Viper is such a formidable laner. Huskar has the same benefit.
We'll see them be able to secure this DD for Quoifer, so that will continue to cause further issues for Topson. But still, as we say, you know, Topson against the pressure, he's matching the farm. He's doing a very good job here compared to what a lot of other heroes would have to suffer with against a Huskar.
Notel TP tier 2 mid. He's ready for some kind of aggression to come out. They want to be careful with Quoifer's DD. The one sacrifice, though, so far for Liquid is Boxy's game isn't going great. Mid 1, top 35 and 14. So he's doing just fine. And he's also doing a very greedy build, rushing Maelstrom. So Bloodseeker will have a better matchup going on to the game, but mid 1's going to get really big really fast. And we have not seen this Wisp Weaver combination lose. Keep that in mind. So A lot of emphasis now on mid one and his importance in this game.
They're trying to have another go on to Seb. They've got the level 6 on Mickey. Jumps in with the Astral Step. Saxa is by Seb's side, though. We'll make sure that they can't dive in further for the kill now. Mid one, he's ready for the counterplay. They know that Mickey used a lot of mana to jump in, but he's still got enough to jump out once more. So mid one won't get the kill, but he's going to be happy to reposition himself and start farming on this top lane where he can begin to put some pressure onto Liquid.
I'm not so sure about that, Owen. I don't think
you're
mid one wants
keep the
to be
Weaver
here.
down bottom, or?
Yeah, I mean, consider his build again. Like, he went straight Javelin, Maelstrom, no real stats. Like, this is a very squishy hero, and he's now rotated to a lane where there's no ability to put tower pressure out just yet. Yeah, Seb is going to go bottom and trade, but this is a level 7 Bloodseeker. I don't think you're going to be happy down here as Seb. He needs at least 6 to be really able to contest.
All right, well, yeah, we'll see. Because I mean, at the moment, 8 minutes in, 3-0, Liquid with that slight lead.
Yep.
Definitely showing them coming off the back of the laning stage a little bit stronger than that of OG, but still very early days and very close. And OG yet to really go for their first play.
And No-Tail, or rather, Insania did get the bottle fill on Mickey, so we've now transitioned into this 3-on-3. Seb bottom. You know, perhaps this is just what OG want. They just want to swap the lanes. Like, this does make sense when you consider that Taiga is now locked into his lane. And yeah, Liquid want no part in this. They're going to rotate right back. They want to go take out Seb and ensure that they can have a more skirmish-centered game.
Yeah, Seb's aware there. Seb immediately backing away from this tower and not allowing any chance for Tiger and Mickey to jump in on him. So
he placed that ward himself when he TP'd down just above his tower. That saves him there. I think he felt it as well, but got confirmation from the vision.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They might try and have a little bit of an attempt on Tiger. It's hard, though. They've got a fish H. They've got Saxa here as well. A couple of stuns. They get a root. They'll certainly have it, and they do. Straight away, allowing Seb to close in, keep him locked down with the enchant totem.
Yeah. Koifa has his armlet complete, though, and he found arguably the best item for a Huskar this early on, the Possessed Mask. So taking him down is now incredibly difficult. Mickey's still farming, but I will feel. I don't you feel like Liquid have the emphasis here? Like, they are the ones that need to take towers. They've got to be more aggressive because I mean we've seen this with Weaver scale.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Weaver Troll, I mean, levels 20, 25 plus, like this gets out of hand really fast.
No, for sure, yeah. If OG's able to keep this game in a pretty stable position, they're definitely going to be having the upper hand later on. And the Huskar's still going to be a nuisance in the late game because of these disarms and this reduction of health, healing and regeneration, but no, it's not necessarily going to win you the game when you're right, when they're level 25.
Well,
Liquid. They've got to keep this pressure high. They're going to be able to catch mid one. That's a great way to do it. They find the Weaver. They take him out. DD rune as well, spawning top. I mean, with that armlet, there is also that opportunity for that Roche attempt if Quakefa feels confident enough to go for it.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I'm not so sure. It's so risky is the thing. Like, OG's lineup can play so fast.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Sure, well, you don't think we're going to see Liquid try and rush,
Unless you smoke into it.
You know, here you go. You got a DD, dude. You got your armlet. It's nice and early. You've just killed off the Weaver. You go for the Roche.
So risky.
I think, yeah, but it's one of those things. The payoff's going to be pretty huge if you can get an Aegis on your Huskar at 10 minutes in.
They don't know.
And I think they can do it easy. They've got Tiger to tank, so this is going to be an easy Roche. They're going to have this one, no problem. And, you know, this is just such an important thing to pick up when you're trying to win the game in the fashion that Liquid is.
Because it's not even about, like, this first Roche, it's very nice, don't get me wrong. But it also accelerates the timing of the second and third Roche. And consider, Liquid should have an edge here for at least the next 15 minutes of this game. Now you have this edge, you'll get towers off it, but that second Roche could spawn pre-20 minutes. Like, that is absurd. Suddenly it's 30 minutes in, someone's getting a free Ags. Like, that is game-changing. Assuming you're able to maintain control of the game, of course.
Bottom lane. We'll manage to get the lockdown onto Mickey, dropping the slam. Making sure that they can take him out. Mid lane, though, this dive, this aggression, you know, with the Aegis, they're ready to do this. Jumping in. Towers cannot be held, and Thompson's going to lose his life off the back of trying to stick around for this. As now, Liquid, they can really force for these objectives. I mean, if you're OG in this position, what's sort of the plan? You see this Huskar taking towers with the Aegis. Do you sort of just have to let Liquid take what they want, or what's the plan?
Check out bottom lane. You can see the plan. Seb's just got the plan acquired. Level 4 Aftershock, Blink Dagger acquired. No Echo, of course, but now all of a sudden Liquid have to be real cautious with their team fighting.
Well, Saxa. Oh, very nice. I mean, the power of the Vendetta there, getting him whilst he's low on the hold strength. So that will take the Aegis away pretty soon after pickup. So Liquid only able to achieve the tier 1 mid. Koifa just not being careful enough and prepared for Saxa to be watching out for him.
Yep.
As Saxa takes away the Aegis as easily as that.
Yep. Another thing to note, you know, pre-nerf, Nyx would have been seen as a bit of an answer to the Huskar because the break mechanic, that is no longer there. Vendetta hit, however, is about 350 pure damage. So you've got to be cautious if you're Koifa with your toggling. And it just makes the game a little more difficult to play because if you are at that 1 HP threshold, you kind of have to always be toggling once you hit that 350 HP mark. But you can still technically die if Sox is already, you know, in front of you, invis, stop canceling his right click. But look at Insania though, like this is the benefit. This is why you take the Oracle because he's just now going to play like a yo-yo and just stay in the vicinity of Koifa, make sure he can play as aggressively as he wishes. Tiger just magnetized to farm a stack, so I don't expect Liquid will make any moves that quickly. It's OG, it feels, who are on the more aggressive. Oh, wow, look, Thompson's build. Mage Slayer queued up.
He loves it, doesn't he? I've seen this before on some of his mid builds. I mean, it's a nice item, right? It makes sense all around. Bit of magic resistance. Yeah. I mean, great on these sort of melee carries.
It does make sense, too, you know. Mid one's your carry, and Thompson, even in his leveling up, like Berserker's Rage max, so Axe is max, you know, not going for the more passive farming build where you put more points fervor. Phase boots, a wand, like this is the fighting build. He is going to be the frontliner and have faith in mid one to ultimately deal enough damage to win his team the game. Nice scan there from No Tail.
See top, No Tail. He should go down here. Boxy with that ATOS complete. Has that additional control, make sure that there's no chance for a tether to safety.
Yeah, big fan of that item here. Boxy just on the bug squashing squad because that is his role here. He wants to ATOS into silence, wants to get the rupture off. Do not let mid one just freely carry this game. Mickey maybe in some trouble mid, but wait, what, Thompson?
He just walked around on the high ground. I mean, this is from aggression here from Thompson. He's going to get ruptured. See if he can get out of this. He's going to try and TP, but they've got the control. He gets the ult off in time. But they'll be able to kite this out as, Thompson just... Oh, they get the save! Oh, okay.
That's sick. I don't know if you can fetch it. No rupture now. All right, I mean, can they go for a round two? There's just going to be No Tail letting his life go. Okay. There's just going to be No Tail letting his life go. But No Tail bailing out Thompson there big time. But that's huge because they win the bounty runes for that. If Liquid get that kill, they can take a commanding position and then get both of the Radiant topside bounties. Instead, it's now a 2-for-2 split at best for Liquid. And they don't get the core. What a save. Isn't level 1 reload? 3.5 seconds on the channel time.
My path.
Still gets it off.
On top lane. I see Liquid look elsewhere for action. As they're moving in onto Seb and Saxa. Rod of Atos into the blood right. Seb's got to run. Koifa, he's going to jump over towards Saxa. From the side though, Thompson, he's already in onto the backlines. He's closed the gap onto Insania. Insania having to use the false promise to save Boxy. As Insania, he will go down for this. See if Liquid can get back in onto Thompson. Koifa jumps across. They get the disarm off Thompson. Caught in the dissimulate. He's getting burst down. Seb comes in with a slam, but he's not enough damage. Koifa's still good to go. He turns. He takes down Thompson. Mid one gets the time up top just in time, but Boxy's beating into him. Tiger off to the side, but Saxa finishes him off with a Vendetta hit as they've lost 3 Liquid. Mid one ever so low. Mickey jumps in with the Astral Step, takes him out. Remnant off the mark. No Tail's able to deny the DD rune. And he's trying to beat into Mickey. Seb and Sax are on their way over as Boxy is low. Vicious setup. Seb blinks in, close to the gap. They've got the setup. They've got enough damage. No, Boxy, stick charges, keep him alive. And he's out of there, over to the side. Spike Carapace will hit him, but it's not enough to kill him. Mickey still doing the aggressive work. Jumps in onto Seb with the dissimulate. As at the end of it all, Liquid, they will get the final few kills, and they're about to get another hit with No Tail soon to be returning. The setup being prepared. And as soon as he's in, he's out once more. As Liquid will keep themselves on top of the kills.
Man, these fights are wild. Oh my God. Like, That was so sick from OG. They split Liquid. They had Insania caught in the river. So he's forced to then use ultimate on Boxy just because he recognizes, I'm going to die. I'm going to just give up my life because I have no hope here. That leaves then Koifa exposed. But, you know, you're Huskar. It doesn't matter if Oracle's, like, out of the picture. You're fighting until you die, and that's exactly what he did. But Insania respawned in time to save Boxy.
Thompson, he stepped up to try and farm in the river. They get the jump on him. He's been mass silenced.
What?
I mean, it's so hard for him to play his game now because Mickey's got this early ags. And he's got to respect that. Anytime he steps up to farm like this, they're easily going to be able to keep him controlled. And between, you know, the two resonant pulses, the geomagnetic grip, they're just going to be able to make sure that he has no chance to pop the battle chance.
Yes. I don't even know what to say, man. The big timing coming up is Roshan could start spawning in just a minute's time. If you're OG, I don't think you're ready to fight that yet unless Seb gets a hero echo off. You know, he's going to need to be channeling those TI9 Axe vibes because this game is looking pretty rough for OG. They're still not out of it by any means, but I mean, mid one doesn't really come online until later levels. Maelstrom, Sanj, and Yasser just isn't really going to do it. And oh, he's ruptured.
Boxy. Just going to look for the setup here onto No-Tail, kicking him back whilst Ruptured Tiger is able to put an end to No-Tail's life.
Top tower is under attack.
Top lane being pressured. Not really much tower pressure put out thus far by OG. They're going to get mid soon. It's in deny range. But it's a tough game for them. Like, Thompson's damage output isn't really there. He did just find a Quicksilver amulet, which is great. You pretty much always have a spell on cooldown. So just free attack speed and move speed.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Seb as Arcane really wants level 12 before the next fight.
OG's got to be very cautious.
Radiant's top tower
Liquid's lineup. Hitting that momentum that they drafted for here 18 minutes in.
Yeah. I mean, Halberd on Koifa now with the treads, like, he is huge.
Yeah.
You need more time if you're OG. Your late game should win out, but you just need more time. Huskar is just too damn tanky right now, especially if Insania is still alive behind him.
Oh, to the side, Boxy. He's trying to get in onto Seb. Tiger, he's able to roll in, close the gap onto the Shaker. Koifa jumps in. Seb, he's going to get down before he gets the single spell over on the Fisher off. As Seb's out. Liquid having so many ways to gap close, really, as you can see. Quake for leaping in.
Radiant's top
Look at their
Charging
warding.
straight for him.
They are playing this Radiant Triangle, controlling Ancients, and they have 3 wards just surrounding them, keeping them safe and providing vision on where OG is. They kind of have to swap this up a bit. I think you've got to seed top now, put mid one and No-Tail into this bottom area of the map. They're going to get mid tower. Yeah, just swipes the last hit. Would have been denied otherwise. Good job by mid one.
has fallen. Dire are scanning.
See here, Thompson just furiously trying to farm up his BKB. Oh, with these amount of silencers and control in the game, the fights are becoming pretty much impossible for Thompson without that magic immunity. So he's got to get that done. I'll take the tier 2 tower. How long on the Roche? It's going to be a minute and a half for the respawn. So Liquid very soon to be able to continue controlling this area. Make sure they're going to have a solid chance of stepping in and taking that for the second time this game.
Yep. You can see just how methodical they're playing this game. Like, okay, it's the simple script to winning as Dire. You get ahead, you get Roche, you control enemy triangle, and you take next Roche immediately where possible. And find kills along the way. I mean, Soxa, you're in no man's land. He did buy his blink right before he died, though, which is good. But, you know, I think this is the 5th or 6th time we've just seen an OG hero die inside the river.
Thompson, he's got to get out of here. No-Tail, he is going to be able to take him away. As No-Tail gets him out in time with a relocate.
That was 100 units off from just silencing No-Tail and potentially landing a kill on the troll.
That's No-Tail. Won't have any chances himself, but keeping Thompson alive, all he needs to do right now. So Thompson can just get that BKB done. He's about halfway there.
Thing is, how will it change? Liquid are very close to their BKBs as well. Mickey, what is that, like 1,000 gold? Boxy. Sorry, Mickey and Boxy are both like 1,000, 1,500 gold away.
Tiger. He gets the angle. Saxa trying to come in and get some rune control around this mid lane. But they've caught him. As again, as you said, this whole area of the map is just a huge area of death, really, for OG every time anyone comes over. And now they're into Roche. And with the 1 member down, OG stand very little chances of doing anything about this. This should be a an Aegis and achieves for Liquid. No problem here, just 22 minutes in.
Yeah, you just can't contest this right now. Koifa is indestructible. And while Thompson, I'm a big fan of Mage Slayer as an item concept, especially in this game. His damage output isn't there. In a game that's become so passive, he's starting to fall behind a bit just because he doesn't really have anything to help him last to push through these creep waves. But Mage Slayer, consider like Huskar, Void Spirit, Bloodseeker, all of these heroes have a lot of spell damage based DPS. Like Huskar's spears are what really start to hurt you. And Void Spirit specifically, you know, that's all spell damage because of the way the hero functions. But yeah, now a DD on Mikke. He's going to have his BKB finished very soon. And I think if you're Liquid, you might not be able to go high ground, but you're going to start just trying to get these tier 2s. You want to control both outposts at 30 minutes. And if you're OG, just keep doing what you're doing, right? Just split the map. You've got Thompson and No-Tail bottom. Mid one just cut mid-wave by the tier 3, and the other two heroes are top. This is all you really have to do here.
There we go. Time for the high ground, push it. Aegis and Cheese. What's OG got at the moment ready to put a stop to this? As they're cutting creep waves, and there's already some creeps here. We're going to see Saxon try and jump forward and clean them out. He's going to give his life for that. And the range creep is kept alive. There's still a creep here, so Liquid can keep on pushing. As they couldn't quite get rid of the whole wave.
Oh my god, this one range creep is the hero of this entire push. Like, that's a Rax. Liquid just took a Rax.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Not much that OG could do in response. Thompson, he's able to get the tier 2 bottom. That will pretty much give him the money for the BKB. So now OG, they have their 2 BKBs on their cores. But the question is of how much of a difference that's really going to make in these fights, as Liquid only getting further and further ahead. And still with that Aegis and Cheese ready for easily the next fight. There's only a tier 2 left on the map on the outer layers.
Oh. It's not looking good for OG at the moment. They're just not online. Weaver might have BKB, but the trouble is that your offensive damage output just isn't there. It's the criticism that Weaver as a hero concept has faced for years. And typically with the Wisp, you're able to play so fast, like you have tempo control, you get that item advantage.
Oh,
you're behind, it feels bad. Whoa!
He's going to jump with the solo Echo Slam on a Mikke. They're going to look to blow the Void Spirit. They'll be able to do so. They throw everything down onto him and they take him out. Thompson, he's going in for more. Did put the battle chance pretty early, so now he's just got the BKB alone to rely on. We'll see if it's enough. And he's moving in onto Koifa. Jump forward from Seb. Seb lays down the Fisher onto the back lines. He's locking down Insania, but now Koifa, he's got his own BKB good to go. They will lose Insania. Tiger getting in the midst of it all, getting the Magnetize out as well. Koifa ready to dive in onto Seb. Seb will fall. Koifa still alive as he's just able to clean up. It's a triple kill for Koifa. Midpon, he's got to get the hell out of there, but he's been dusted, rotted. They've got the slow, the blood bright's down. Midpon, can he get out in time? Another Shikuchi will save him, but No-Tail's left behind as Koifa will be able to deal with the IO. They even still get the catch on Midpon as they take him down as well. Koifa with the Ultra. It's a team wipe as Liquid very easily able to respond to that attempt from OG to get out. As they chose to try and fight into this Aegis and Cheese.
I think you kind of had to if you were OG. You saw a window. You had a 5-1-4 engagement. Bounty runes respawning. Unfortunately, Liquid, they're going to get all 4 now, plus that huge teamfight win. You can see the issue is the damage output. Koifa, he just doesn't die. By the time you get his Aegis, he's killed 3 of you. And that's just not enough. They need another item on Weaver. They need another item on Troll before they can even really hope to even think about contesting this Huskar right now. Level 18. Cheese, he's gonna have AC completed soon. Oh my god, this guy's out of control. What a last pick, 11-1-4. This is why we squealed a bit. This is wild. BO1 Oracle Huskar. Insanious Cheese.
What year is it? That's some of the old stuff coming in here, and Koifa was very much one of the players you had to watch out for with this sort of strat and hero pick. And its potential in the past, and going to show that here in 2021, this hero still definitely working in these last pick situations.
Yeah, because it's also when Weaver's BKB, when Troll's BKB fade, they're still susceptible to the AoE disarm from the Troll, or from the Huskar rather.
Oh yeah.
It's a 4-second AoE disarm plus the Halberd, which is then another 5 seconds on the Weaver if he's caught by it. So in the BKBs, it's not even about their defensive tool necessarily. It's that if you aren't, you literally can't attack any of these enemy Liquid heroes. And in theory, you want to find pickoffs. You want to play a 3-and-2 style, relocate in, or Weaver find somebody, then there's a dunk. But Liquid, they're just holding hands. They're 5 heroes. Like, you know, Taiga is going to join late, but, you know, look, what, are you going to find him in the base? No, he's going to keep the outpost now.
Mid-bomb. He's looking for Insania. Insania will get taken out. Jump forward over towards Koifa. They've got the control. Have they got the damage? Koifa is able to put the cheese. The BKB jumps over towards Saxon. Thompson with an early battle chance is trying to beat down Boxy and Koifa, but he hasn't got enough damage. Saxon will get caught in the blood right. It's Thompson. He's being pushed away from the rest of his team. Mickey is able to get the jump in, and Thompson without a BKB and without a battle chance, he's incredibly vulnerable. Koifa leaps across, takes out Thompson, and he's ready to chase down more here with Boxy looking for the setup onto mid-one. Mid-one up in the time lapse. They got anywhere to catch him after the Shikuchi Tigers looking for the angle. Won't have the reach though. So mid-one will manage to get himself back to safety. Another fight though where it's just OG losing heroes. Liquid barely even being scratched here as they remain unharmed and ready to push the high ground.
It wasn't on our camera, but like Taiga's the reason they get that kill on Troll. He had a 3-man magnetize going and got a silence off. So Seb all of a sudden he's magnetized, can't blink, can't cast. There's no help coming for Tops and they've had to run away.
And there's the jump. Saxa trying to help out with the defense. Mickey's getting in. Doesn't have to back straight away. Seb, of course, still having the Echo Slam. Quakefoot, BKB on cooldown for 5 seconds, so soon to have it ready again for another round. Can they find any sort of job? As the Fisher setup, Seb not wanting to go in yet. He is low, but he's still very aware of the backup potential from Insania. As the false promise, it's going to come out now. A little concerned with Quakefoot taking as much damage as he was on the front lines. And now Liquid, they're trying to back away, Seb. Another Fisher. But Quakefoot, I mean, the power of the false promise there. Full HP as it comes to an end.
Insane made sure to salve him there as well. Like, there's no way you're dying. I like that decision. The only, like, Liquid are one mistake ahead right now. You just have to make sure there's no scenario where like Huskar dies or Mickey die without being able to be saved. Then you get 2 other heroes on exit kills. Suddenly OG take map control. They place wards. If you let a Wisp Weaver team back into the game, things get really dicey because suddenly your attention is split around the map. They want to maintain this style. They want to be 5. They want to play around the next Roche spawn, which could be pre 30 minutes. In 40 seconds, we might have a Roche spawn.
Dire are scanning.
Some very, very fast timings. As Liquid, I know OG's trying to get out on the map. They're ready to sweep up. They're ready to jump, see who they can find to start things off. Saxa trying to scout things with the Vendetta. Will dispel some of the smoke as they'll put the dust. As soon as they see him, they pounce. Straight in onto Saxa, but this does give the info for the rest of OG to play out of here. No tail, he's going to relocate mid-one down towards the bottom.
Look at this TP.
As Boxy, and he's ready to fight as soon as he sees this. They'll come in. They've got any way to catch these 2 mid-one out to the side yet again. No tail will be able to take him back up to the top lane, which up here it's not totally quiet. Mickey and Quakefoot are still around here with Insania. Seb's making his way over as well. They get the Remnant set up onto mid-one. Seb, he's going to look for an angle. Fisher just stopped Quakefoot from beating into No Tail, but No Tail, he will still fall. As Liquid claim the life of the Ire down bottom. Thompson's he's trying to hit the tier 3s. I mean, he's going with the BKB, and he'll be able to TP out before the BKB comes to an end. So a little bit of damage done by Thompson with the split.
Yep. It's the trouble is typically when OG play this style, they're able to get kills. Like they can outplay you around the map. The trouble is that Liquid's heroes are all just too damn tanky. All 3 cores of BKB. Wherever they're most aggressively positioned, there's an Insania Oracle behind just waiting to ult somebody. So even that reload top, like there's 2 Liquid heroes who TP bottom. They still can't exploit the 3 left top because they're just too damn strong right now. And there's an Ag Scepter on this Roche.
Yeah. And I assume Quakefoot will still be the one to take this. I mean, it's not a bad axe at all. Having that single target disable is going to be very nice. They're in the mid. The jump's been made onto Tiger. Tiger's he actually going to go down? Yes. Mid-one will be able to finish him. Pops the BKB and commits onto the target. Boxy turns over towards mid-one. Mid-one is out for now. Shikuchi's away. I respect the Tiger buyback. Can Liquid get a jump? Tiger rolls in. He's able to get the connection onto No Tail. Saxon turning with the stun to hold him back. Seb as well offering up a Fisher as he's out. Blink to dodge the Atos. OG continue to retreat. Liquid trying their best to chase, but OG seems like they've managed to split themselves far enough away to make sure that nobody gets caught by this move.
Yeah, this Huskar Ag is actually insane. Like, this might just straight up be game winning. It's a 3-second taunt.
It's very strong.
Like, if you ult in on the Shaker, like Shaker is just dead if you're not immediately disabled, and that's impossible with the BKB up. And you can see, like, OG, they're doing what they can. They're still splitting the map, 2 tops and bottom, but at a point, Liquid, they're just looking for that window. They need 15 seconds where there's no creep waves in their base, and they can start hitting tier 3s. Thompson still playing aggressive. There's no BKB cancel on a TP, so he's free to do this, but he does have to be a little cautious.
See, it's Thompson. He's going to put the BKB and he's going to fight. He's going to put the battle trance, go straight towards Boxy, but Boxy's got the movement speed. He's still got a haste rune. As Boxy, he's just kiting Thompson in pretty deep here with the battle trance, committing him as Thompson's going to get blown up for that. I mean, I guess he felt maybe had the chance to get a kill with that additional offensive potential from the battle trance, but it ends up getting him in such a disastrous position, dragging him right up and far away from any sort of save or backup.
Yeah, if he had not BKB'd, I would have understood it, but he used BKB as well, so that means you're all in. There's no chance of that BKB teleport. And yeah, sure, you're getting some space on the map. Like, look at when mid one's queued up. Like, he recognizes the issues they're having. Like, they need damage.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll say, like,
I mean, this could do it.
That would turn things around.
Hey, absolutely. If mid one could get this rapier, they can definitely turn it. Or at least have a chance of turning it. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Liquid still with a very solid lead here, 28 to 10, 30k.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As mid lane Quakefoot and Insania, they're ready to just bring it straight down the mid lane and look to go towards another set of racks. Yeah. Just over 10 seconds until Thompson's back.
Although Liquid, I will say Mickey, he has over corruption, he bought a Deso. So they're gonna and with the AC, it's a pretty big armor disparity in Liquid's favor right now.
They can move on to Quakefoot.
If there's a reload?
I think he was split pushing top. Can they slow this man down? Aegis, Cheese, and an Oracle behind him. It's a hard Huskar to start. He's in, but there's the axe! Midbon has no chance to react there. As soon as Quakefoot lands, Midbon is locked down because of the axe Huskar. And he's now out for a minute. You've got to be careful around this Huskar. Those few seconds of lockdown, you have nothing to do. You're taunted. And now the buyback comes out. Quakefoot jumps over to Thompson. Thompson's just gone. He can't press anything. You can't do anything when the Huskar arrives on your face. As Quakefoot, who's he going to go for next? He's heading over. The bash is there onto No-Tail. No-Tail's gone. Quakefoot jumps over towards Thompson. Thompson does get the BKB and the battle trance off. So he's beating into Mickey pretty hard. Will bring Mickey down. But now with the BKB and the battle trance ending, he's got no further ways to save himself. He's just got to rely on No-Tail to get him out of there. But there's another jump in. Quakefoot diving in underneath the tier 4s. Takes down Thompson. Turns towards No-Tail. There's no buybacks left on OG. This game is over as Liquid will take this best of one victory. And they do it pure Liquid style. Quakefoot's Huskar coming in last pick. And it works out exactly how I imagine they planned it to here, Kyle.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't even know, like, did they plan that? I gotta figure that they had an idea of Huskar being a possibility. Wow, just wow. Like, that was straight up a slaughtering. Like, they didn't really make a mistake. Every kill that OG got, it felt like Liquid also got something out of it. And like OG, they're just pushing side lanes this entire game. They didn't really feel like they had an option. Like, what Seb's impact wasn't felt. He had echoes on one hero for most of this mid game.
Yeah, it really felt that Liquid, they caught OG by surprise, right? They try things out. You know, they put this Thompson on the mid lane troll. He ends up having just a really tough game. Even though the laning in itself wasn't that bad, it was just sort of hard to feel that any of the carry sort of impressions in the later stages, right? They were just having to constantly play this split push game, and it didn't quite get them to a point where they were able to deal with Liquid with this Huskar, because Quakefoot, he was just so far ahead in these fast Roshans, right, Carl? We're seeing within sort of the first 30 minutes, 3 Roshans for a team. That team's probably going to win.
Yeah, that was a hell of a gamble. You know, they got the DD, they like showed Quakefoot, smoked in, forced the Rosh. It's not the first Rosh and what that gives you. It's the fact that now you have this game-winning timing with the AC, with all these items that provide damage, and the Ags on Huskar.
Yeah.
And now you can go win the game. And maybe that's not 100% of the reason why you're going to take it, but it takes your EV on this final push from like 70% to like 95, because suddenly Koifa's just goddamn unstoppable. And yeah, credit to him. I mean, Liquid, BO1s, baby. Now they get to wait and see. OG versus Tundra. If Tundra win, then that game is for the spot. If OG win, then it's pretty relaxing. Either we go to the major or we have to run it all back again.
Yes, yeah, no, so some crazy stuff to follow. And I mean, this first game of the day in these best of ones in the EU Upper Division, definitely going to be a bit of a wake-up call and a reminder, that in these best of ones, you've got to be prepared for anything. And especially if you're going to go up against Liquid and against Koifa, you've got to be prepared for that last pick Huskar. As Koifa, 14, 1 and 10, he certainly does it here today. As Liquid, they'll win this first best of one.
Sometimes it's an out game, sometimes it's a Huskar game. It definitely was a little bit of a surprise in the draft, not just for us, but also definitely for OG. I'm here with Tigov and Kyle, and this game, I mean, Tigov, this game, it was crazy.
Yeah, first of all, I think Liquid, you're in a best of one, lads, and you're picking Huskar. So again, props to you for being able to be the best of one specialist. But come, where's the honor code? Where's the fact that you are going into this?
What do you mean honor code?
Huskar, you know, like
just that OG forgot about it. You know, they obviously had you know, you have the lone druid in mind when you're talking about Liquid, the brood.
Yeah.
The Meepo, you have
so
everything
many.
in mind, but what about the Huskar? This like the old school.
Look at him. They're so
Look
happy.
at that.
We did it. We Huskar.
We did it.
Yeah. We're going to Singapore, baby. That's what he's thinking. But no, yeah. For sure, I think Liquid, the key thing here is they also identified how to get this draft into the game. They went for a pre-10-minute Roshan with the Huskar, the DD rune, and that alone, like Carl mentioned during the cast, it kind of sets a chain reaction of every single Aegis being at a much earlier time than expected. And the score of the game was 3 Aegises go towards Liquid. OG try to take fights, they get some good fights, but it's always overcoming like 6 players and buyback. Like it's so hard.
Yeah, and that the Aegis advantage, you want to get that as early as possible because OG win this game by contesting that at some point, but they aren't really strong enough to do that until mid one gets Rapier. And have Weaver carries been skipping boots entirely? Because I swear I saw most of them buying treads.
I believe they do go for the treads, yeah. I am going to fact check you there, Carl. You could have maybe asked me that in the pre-game so that I could have had the notes prepared. But no, it's fine. You can ask me on the spot if you'd like.
Why did you ask before the break ended?
But no, he is right. I believe normally it is treads for sure, yeah.
Because that was my big thing, was that it felt like mid one, like not only wasn't really scaling super well, but he was never really able to fight. And Thompson went for fighting items. So I was surprised not to see OG like try to at least make something happen off of the Seb Blink reveal. But I think Liquid were also just playing pretty damn well. I want to shout out Taiga and Boxy specifically because they were just all around the map together.
I'm gonna add to the point. So when Weaver's alone without IO, it is of course treads, but with the IO they do skip the treads. There we go. So in this game he is just following kind of the system in play for the IO Weaver.
Yeah. I mean, but when you know the draft ends, you know you're gonna go up against the Huskers.
Sometimes I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light, but I can also see the bones again. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets so lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me. And we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me. Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me. And we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me. When it hurts like this, we climb the greatest heights, jump down and have a fight, and that's all we'll ever like. But that can never change my mind. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's uneasy. I wouldn't have it another way. There's no other way. When it hurts like this,
We need to ban out the Sebel Shaker so we don't accidentally pick it for him, and then we're in a good spot.
Yeah, this only works if you are banking on having the next tiebreaker come into play as well, on like
That's
everybody
true.
tying once and then continuing on, because then you've got like 3 games to warm up.
It is kind of chill though for Tundra, right? Because in their eyes, like, you know, this even if they lose this, they still control their destiny, right? They would be able to
Yes.
grab a reset. So
Yes.
this is kind of a bonus.
Yeah, first game in a best of 3. Oh, sorry, not a best of 3. A 3-way tiebreak is the worst series to play. Like it just fundamentally is just, you know, you lose it, you're now victim to going out and not being able to reset. So yeah, for sure, that first series being in it doesn't feel good. Also,
How
Carl,
was it
have you
decided?
realized?
Who plays what first and stuff? Is it just
I don't know. I think it might
Yeah.
be based on like seed. as in like
Okay.
the lower two seeds might have to play each other, because I think Tundra was
Correct. You are correct with that.
Okay, nice. I was really
I
pulling
think-
a whim there. Thank
well,
you, Shiva.
they have got. We already talked about that. Obviously, they all
Yeah.
beat each other. But I think Tundra 2-0'd their opponent or something, and the rest was.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's based on seeds for sure. So there is some logic in who plays first. Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, and the benefit of the second pick, as you can see, is, you know, maybe you
Good
had a
bounce.
guess that the Weaver was coming out, but you can't take the Bloodseeker in the open like Liquid felt confident to do so. So now it's banned out by OG.
Carl, have you realized that OG has to play up against potentially two of the most annoying players in the world for their hero pools? First Quakever and then 33. Of course, 33 is playing offlane, hasn't really shown too much kind of creativity in the role yet. But imagine if he does it in this series, like back to back, first Quakever then 33. Oof, that's so scary.
For people at home wondering what he would play, everything is the answer. Meepo, Arc Warden, Brood, Chen offlane has been a while, but he does do that. The Zoo, basically everything. Yeah, all the annoying ones.
Rather annoying.
Yeah. Mars, last ban coming out from OG, and the Nyx Assassin still banned out by Tundra.
Ooh, that's a nice Mars ban actually, because they've run the puck in the 5 position before.
Yep.
And we've seen the mid Mars come into play a couple of times. And I'm thinking just, you have this IO Weaver, you've banned out the move speed kind of counters, the Bloodseeker, and the big blood potential. And it's like, if they have one more big team fighter that just decides you're not leaving, that alone can make OG have quite a difficult time.
This might, we've seen this combo before where the IO is core and ET is the 5, but you have a Weaver. So just not really sure what to expect out of it. Standard CM, so not a bad selection here when you consider that you've got the next 2 picks after OG, make them reveal another core and then decide how you want to take your game style. Although that does lock the puck onto a core role, unless someone's playing Earth Spirit. Would 9 play that mid?
Potentially, yeah, he has before played it, but I think it's most likely the puck comes to mind, of course. I think for OG, though, this ET pick, it's mainly just solidifying the fact that it forces the puck away from the side lane. Because imagine you're a puck 5 playing into this ET4, right? Like, you're not going to bring anything to that lane unless you have some like troll carry or some big, independent core. So that's where I think OG just kind of trying to force the draft a little bit. And yeah, now they have Clockwork.
Ooh, wow.
Interesting. OG are going for these like weakest off-lane duos. So first we see Nyx Earthshaker, and now we're seeing ET Clock. Like, for sure it has a kind of bit more punch to it, a little more kill potential compared to the first game. But it's still weird that they've kind of completely pivoted away from the classic kind of off-lanes that we've seen throughout the entire league so far.
Yeah, for sure. And it's great against CM, to be fair. I mean, this is the worst lane in the world to be an Ice Princess up against, especially when there's a Weaver also running circles around you, possibly looking to connect in the mid game. But, we've seen Clock core in a few of these games, and it's always the same problem. If you don't get out to a nice early lead, it just doesn't feel like your hero does much. Although we have also seen some strange item builds. I wouldn't be surprised to see Seb go for the Necro Book build, which I am a huge believer in.
But that's the question if it's the Clock core, right? It could easily just be ET offlane, and then this
That's
Clock
true.
open. I feel like that's most likely what's going to happen. But again, it's very, very open still. Could be some Weaver offlane with Clock 4, and then suddenly it's the IO ET lane that you mentioned, and some final kind of big enabled core for Topson to play on mid. That's a very likely scenario.
Question, Wraith King for Skeeter?
Nah, mate, the Timber Store.
They'll save
It
Skeeter
has the
Zero for
same
last.
pain value as a Husker. I want to make that very clear. When you're drafting and you see a Husker and you see a Timber Store, these two heroes have the same kind of pull factor in kind of going, what the, So OG are going to be mildly, it's not upset, but just like, another one of these heroes. Yeah.
Because you don't really have too much. The ET aura doesn't do anything against the reactive armor stacks. Clockwork hates playing against Timber. You can have some success killing him as like a support, I can lock this guy down. But if your team doesn't kill Timber, he kills you. Yeah. And Weaver also just tickles him until you have a few items up.
Is Elder Titan not considered pretty decent against Timber? Or it's not that?
No, because you only remove his base armor, not his stacks.
Oh, yeah, not his stacks, yeah.
And also, you don't really
actually
have good lockdown for him. So, if you hit the perfect combo, then sure you can have some kind of damage amp for it. But realistically, the pace of the game, it doesn't feel that nice playing.
You're going to need a Vessel hero for OG on the last pick. I'm looking to see Tundra ban Invoker. I think that would be the perfect OG hero to finish things off. I could see a Death Prophet being spooky as well, but once again, it feels like OG have put themselves in a position where they need to outplay their opponents to win the game. Tundra's lineup is just so solid, so simple. Play around the Timber, puck make plays, and Earth Spirit around the map. OG, IO Elder Titan are purely reactive heroes. Like they're weird, I don't know how to better explain it. Like CM Earth Spirit, these heroes play themselves. Wisp Elder Titan's like so awkward, no stuns, like everything takes so much time.
But this is how you look at this time, where OG, they have the skirmishing lineup that has the potential to make outplays. You have the reset of the relocate, the ET stomp, like big kind of fight mitigators. For Tundra, they're going to want to look for these fights. They don't have pressure towards Roshan that Liquid utilized in the first game to truly punish OG and kick them out of the game. Tundra, they're relying on, we take the fight, we lock you down, we kill you, and we play behind our Timber. So if OG can use their relocate, their stomps, they get good farm on Weaver, they overcome the hurdle of Timbersaw, this game is easily 50-50, simply because towers aren't pressured outside of catapult waves, and Roshan isn't pressured by Tundra right now. Like if Tundra finishes their draft with some Ursa or even like the Wraith King or something, some big carry that can maybe unlock that at minute 20, that's when the game gets hard for OG.
Is the Wraith King still an option? Because we just saw OG use most of their bonus time to decide to ban a Juggernaut, which if you're going to ban a Skeeter hero, that wouldn't be my first choice.
I think it's mainly because you already have the Crystal Maiden in lane. It's going to be an ET clock offlane duo. Therefore, anyone who gets Frostbitten or Crystal Nova'd would just die to a jug lane. So it's OG trying to ensure that they actually have a lane to play. But
yeah, it's also the tempo. Like then suddenly it's a jug and a Timbersaw, and you don't have damage early enough in the game to actually stop them. I love the Invoker ban from Tundra. I really think that like makes this OG draft look unstoppable, because suddenly you have the disables you need. You have the area control, and that activates these heroes like ET Clock, plus damage bonus to the Weaver. And we saw the issues with that hero until that third, fourth item. You just don't do too much DPS, even with the Wisp behind you.
All right, Kyle, Ursa Wraith King, man. Which one are we seeing?
Bro, in a BO, come on, man. It's Skeeter.
I just want to hear it. Which one we saying? Which way you're leaning?
Wraith King, baby.
All right, okay, we're going for Wraith King. All right.
That's fine. They got a full minute to think about. They might think that they are being baited into the Wraith King.
No. They're spending that minute talking about, okay, so what items am I buying my Wraith King this time?
Also a possibility.
That's true.
Really nice PO game. But the thing is, OG have last pick. That's why it's spooky.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why he's going to go for the Wraith King. Oh, I was hoping he'd pick it there. Sorry.
We are assuming that Thompson is not playing any of the 4 heroes that OG picked so far, right?
Yeah,
There's no way.
Yeah.
No, okay, good.
Again, OG, they use this last pick and they all look at Thompson and go, Thompson, what would you like to play today? And then whatever he whispers to the team, they lock it in. They're like, all right, let's
nasty. If they PL, I think it's a nasty Ember game, actually, for Thompson.
Oh, that's true.
It gives them a vessel buyer. It's so good with ET because you amplify the mixed damage output, and it allows you to like kill. Like basically, you just kill this entire lineup.
All right, so we're back to the Ursa and Wraith King then. All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Get out the equation,
no more
baby.
PL.
All right, Ursa and Wraith King. Let's go, Skeeter. Which one you want?
I mean, they take a lot of time thinking about that. It's gonna be the Ursa. There you go.
There it is.
So that unlocks the Roche potential you guys were talking about. It unlocks the tempo pressure, mid game that you guys were talking about.
Now,
you're happy with this.
Death Prophet becomes a lot more value, but they go for the Ember. Yep, it just makes sense. And this is the solid combination. OG love this trio. IO, Elder Titan, Ember Spirit. They won a TI with this Ember IO.
They did. They did.
Thank you, yes.
I mean, yeah. But can they make it to the major with an Ember IO? That's
it's all about this Timbersaw factor. I feel like this Ursa will have a pretty decent time in the safe lane. Timber will have a great time in his off lane, and it's about kind of them securing their side lanes and applying pressure. Of course, Ember v Puck, Thompson's dominated a lot of these lanes so far, and OG, they need to mitigate the pressure Tundra applies, actually contest Roshan, and then they have a good kind of position to outplay, because Timbersaw doesn't provide team fight. He just provides a really annoying entry to the first 20 minutes. So overcome that hurdle, we're going to have a close game on our hands.
Yeah, we also have the Elder Titan for Seb, Kyle.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense. The Ag's timing is everything with this hero, and I look at this lineup from Tundra, I'm like, oh wow, you actually can't stop a BKB'd Elder Titan. That also gives them more damage output, and not BKB, the Ag's BKB function.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And the clock is good in this game because it can kill the supports. You don't want it to be a core for that reason. Keep it as the 4. I think this makes a lot of sense. I like OG's draft a lot, and I think Thompson Ember is It's the real deal.
All right, well, Kyle, we're going to leave you alone with Mr. Pixel himself. It's time for the second game of our tiebreakers. Have at it.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, let's see how this one goes down. So, Kyle, as you said, do you feel that after what would have been a bit of a rough wake-up game for OG in that first one against Liquid, this one, they should be able to feel a bit more comfortable against Tundra's lineup?
I would hope so. I think this is more in their wheelhouse. I think the offlane combination just seems so much stronger in this game. Like core Earthshaker, people have tried to make it work. It just doesn't look good. You swap it out with a different E hero, that Eldritch Titan, a lot stronger. We saw Zai absolutely dumpster a couple games with it, and I think that they're going to have a much easier time just scaling throughout the game. The Weaver is going to feel a lot better because now you actually have this Thompson hero that can kill stuff, not just hit creeps with the Mage Slayer.
Well, let's see. I mean, and you were sort of talking in the draft when 33's Timber was picked up, and you were saying sort of how scary that kind of was. Yeah, do you think that the fact that they do get this Ember last, that sort of puts OG in a position where as a team that they can deal with the 33 Timber?
I would say for the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, maybe not, but you can expect Thompson to at some point have a Vessel. Yeah. And I think that they're able to play around him fast enough. Unlike a Huskar, Timbersaw might scare you, but it doesn't really threaten Roche. And it isn't as scary in terms of the tower pressure. So
30 seconds.
We'll see, but I really just think that the big difference maker is that Thompson is on a hero that can actually make plays in that early to mid phase.
Let's have a look here. Thompson. Let's start poking at 9 a bit, but 9. Let's pull out of there. Both teams were out and hunting for some early action here, but neither team able to quite get the setup that they hoped for.
The battle begins.
As we'll see how some of these lanes play out. Fiverr going to try and roll away. They are going to be able to put a stop to that. So he's getting some damage in onto Fiverr, but not anything else to chase him out. Let's have a look. Let's see how these lanes go. With Tundra starting with Skeeter up top with the backup of Fiverr. We'll see 33 being sent down to this bottom lane. In the river, Fada. Notel and Saxa have caught him here with the battery shot. They're going to have enough damage to take him down. Saxa's going for it. Now Skeeter jumping with the Earthshock to slow down Saxa. Fada turns with the slow. Oh, can he get the final right click? He can. Saxa will get the kill. Notel will die in return. But OG, they got the first blood that they were looking for.
Yeah, we take those, but more importantly, Seb got 3 denies and the last hit's top. Like, that's huge. That's so much XP now taken away from 3 heroes. Mid lane also, just to note, Thompson went for this Blightstone build that I think he was actually the first one to innovate with. Puck is a 1 armor hero, so you actually start to do some pretty significant harass to 9 as this lane progresses.
Yeah, sort of overall with these matchups, okay, we are going to see the TP from Skeeter down to the bottom lane. He does not want to play into these two of OG.
No, the trouble is you don't really want to play against Weaver either, and there's nothing that would stop OG from just rotating both support spot. So we'll see how this plays out, but I'm not a huge fan of it personally, but I really do like what OG is doing. When you're against 2 more active supports, Earth Spirit, he doesn't want to sit in this lane. He wants to rotate. He wants to make stuff happen around the map, and they're forcing the supports to play together due to this tri-lane.
33, 1 out, turn up to the top. But so because you feel left in this 1v1, mid one should be able to make sure that life isn't easy for Skeeter down there. Oh, yeah, he's going to swap. Okay, he's going to swap. Mid one's going to go top, and they're going to do as you say. They're going to have that opportunity to just keep the pressure moved into Skeeter's face, as we would imagine Seb is going to TP down after he's finished off these creeps, then if they're swapping again.
It's indeed the case. I'm not sure about this, to be honest. I figured they wanted the Weaver against the Ursa. I would have thought they would maybe just move the supports, but because they just want a tri-lane. That's a very dead CM.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, Notel is going to get his salve cancelled, so 33 at least able to take that away from them. Yeah, opting to have the lanes like this. As, you know, obviously having the Weaver up here, I guess this gives them the chance to play aggressive with the supports. But the question is if the supports do stay up here. We'll see Saxon now look to join Seb down bottom. Things have settled with Skeeter being backed up by Fada in the duo lane on the bottom. How are we seeing the CS in the mid? 16 for 2 on 9, 14 for 6 on Thompson. So very close at the moment between these two heroes.
Oh my God, okay.
Nine's having to make the walk back to base though, and he'll be making this walk back to base still short of the money for his bottles. So this is going to hurt him.
You can see, so it'll be the puck going Urn, it appears. We've seen often. So he bought a ray of protection, but he hadn't started with it in lane. And it's just straight up too much harass from Thompson. He gets slight, he gets chains off, walks up, hits puck once. That's half his HP. And you just can't sustain through that. Also, realize why they want Seb bottom against Ursa. He gets a camp and the double hero with the spirit, and then actually runs at Skeeter, who is forced to run away because he gets like plus 110 damage. There's probably no other melee hero in the game that can do that to the bear.
Yeah, that's true. You know, yeah, absolutely. As an EC, you're going to be able to trade damage much quicker than the Ursa can build up those early levels of swipes against you.
Oh, unfortunately for Thompson, he doesn't get the rune. It spawns top. Lucky day for 9, because if that was a free rune for Thompson, that would have been very spooky. Instead, he will not have the mana to continue harassing too hard. But again, just really love how Thompson plays this mid lane. His itemization, even this early, always just seems to make sense. Early raindrops, start with the Blightstone. Yeah, you're just so strong in this lane. And 9 can't really go anywhere. There's nowhere to gank. And it's too early for that anyway. They will get Sox on the side. Both supports rotated for that.
We'll see Skeeter. He's going to turn for Seb. Seb, he's got the stick charges. Have they got anything else to catch him? They're rolling in. Seb's having a juke to the side, but that'll give the chance for Skeeter to get the 2 final punches in. I mean, Seb, he went fully aggressive there. I guess that's the thing. He's got to be careful how he pushes it. Like, he ran Skeeter down the lane from pretty much full HP to 10%. But during that time, of course, Skeeter just sort of kiting, getting stacks built up to the point that, you know, when Seb loses that buff and can't quite finish off the kill, then it's the Bears' time to turn.
Because if I'm an OG fan though, I don't know if I'm nervous yet. You know, the top 3 CS all OG, but more importantly Thompson. He's level 6. He's on his signature Ember Spirit, and he can actually kill enemy heroes. That was the big problem they had against Liquid, is that Thompson was kind of just pushed into this, I guess I'll shove lanes until I die position. Whereas now he's going to be the guy making moves. Even this Timbersaw up top is at risk when he has enough levels. He'll go for, it looks like the Orb of Corruption, full wand. I like that a lot from Thompson. Again, just staying active. Unfortunately, he won't have the ability to take any bounty runes, so. But it doesn't matter. You're Ember. You're 6. Just TP back.
Yeah, you can also just wait for this power rune. See what he can get. Remnant in position. He should have a good chance of securing this against 9. 9 is about to hit the 6, though. But Thompson already out. Hoping for a spawn down bottom he is. Let's see if he gets lucky. And he's not 9. He's going to be able to grab it again. Arcane
Never
rune
lucky.
for the puck. I mean, yeah, that's a big one. Either of these heroes getting one of those when they're 6, there's huge aggressive potential.
And Catapult Wave too. Thompson's really got to be cautious here. Yeah, okay, so the Earth Spirit left, so he's going to be fine. But I thought 9 was just going to pop a coil in a second with the Arcane rune up.
So his bottom, Seb again. And 3 of them able to chase him down. This is, you know, for the power that Seb did have early in this lane, punching into Skeeter, giving away a couple of lives to the safe lane Ursa. That's pretty spooky. Skeeter's going to be on track for a boosted timing on the Battle Fury with these kills.
Yep, I like the build quite a bit. You know, you've got the benefit of the CM aura, so he's going to actually put 3 points Earth Shock, only 2 in the Fury swipes, but it allows him to just keep up with Seb and remove that move speed advantage. So even without Orb of Venom, he can stick to him like glue. The danger of the clock support, right? Like, we haven't really seen this hero have too much success unless you can get kills in the early game. When you get under leveled like this and you can no longer duel the enemy supports, things get tough. And unfortunately for OG up top, that's a Timbersaw. So you're not really getting ahead on your Weaver too much. Okay, another kill bot.
See, Saxa might get away this time. No.
Oh my God, Seb.
The Structure just jumps over at Seb. He wants the kill. I mean, it's a lot of damage, and he'll do it. He'll be able to bring down Fodder in return. So Seb able to get a trade here for the loss of his clockwork. But it's just another kill for Skeeter. You know, Skeeter just getting all of the action here.
Plus 183 damage on Seb. That was nuts. Okay, but yeah, the top lane, we haven't even talked about it because they're just trading farm, but that's 2-on-1. Comparatively bottom, they are really able to shut down Seb a bit more efficiently, but definitely a more even game than that first of the tiebreaker Soxa maybe making a move mid on these power runes.
See what I can do. Change. We'll stop 9 from being able to orb out. He's going to drop the coil to secure the rune. And that'll do the job. So again, getting the 3rd power rune of this game. Let's see if we can get out of this. Oh, that was cute. That was very nice. As down bottom step goes out, but yeah, mid 9. Okay, he does still end up falling. But a nice little short jump from his orb there did cause OG to overshoot the mark with the Remnant chase. Obviously did manage at the end of the day. He still goes down. Of course, down bottom, another death on Seb. I mean, Skeeter, dude, this Ursa, he's 4-0-1. This Ursa could not be having a better start to the game. And you got to remember, this is a lane, right, the OG, they forced against him, right? They were following him around the map. They wanted Seb to lane into this. Seb has given up quite a lot to Skeeter in this early game.
Yeah, that was why it was a bit confusing to me. And I suppose they think that he'll be doing better than the Weaver, or maybe it's that up top against Timber, he wouldn't have much effect at all. But it is giving Skeeter a pretty free game. And they kind of left them isolated, right? Like, they didn't bring the Wisp down here, which is what I expected. And instead, No-Tail's just been kind of holding mid one's hand as he trades farm 2-on-1. And he is quite far. I mean, Maelstrom is up.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little more concerned now, even as 3-3. He does have that first item hood. I like the decision here. It's pretty much always the right item for a Timbersaw. And Thompson, like, this is just such a wild build. You know, max chains, no points, flame guard, just full on aggression. Look for him to start moving around the map once he gets those phase boots up and running.
See 10-minute bounty runes Biver. He's able to start things onto Saxa. Saxa, he's come across to try and do something around these 10-minute bounties. See if he can get out of this one. As he's trying to run, Thompson's coming over from the side. And now with mid one and No-Tail here, OG's really bringing the fight in. As they turn towards Biver, Biver tries to roll away, but they catch him with the Shikuchi damage. They'll get the kill, and they'll push Tundra back away from this bounty rune. Still, though, that gives the space for 33 to take the one in the river.
Oh, wow. Thompson now gets double rune and what the DD. He is unstoppable. Now, wherever Thompson goes, they will find kills. Is relocate up? Very soon. OG, their tempo is going to start to get real dicey here for Tundra.
Biver, he's actually rolling in on Thompson. He's got the silence. They've got the 3 of them. Can they burn through Thompson? Thompson's getting low. He's going to be okay. Staxer comes in with the cogs, pushes back any further attempts onto the Ember. They go, oh, actually with the hook shot. They're going to try for 9 with the hook shot, but they won't be able to get the kill. Maybe with a sleight of fist, can they find 9? 9's off to the side, but Staxer's gone. Thompson, he's jumping into the Remnant. They really want this puck. Can they get him? He's able to dodge the sleight yet again. He's off to the side. They won't kill him. 9's going to be able to get out as Saxa loses his life and OG not able to find anything in return, even with that relocate coming in from No-Tail.
9's pulse has got to be racing. He's playing so well. Like, he should be dead 7 times, and he juked out both the sleight and the chains there twice. That is nuts.
He's having a good time here, making sure that he doesn't feed his life away from Thompson. And as you say, Thompson, this aggressive Ember Spirit play with this slight chains build, he wants to be getting these kills, and 9's making sure that he doesn't feed away too many at all.
So some interesting status in the bottom lane. Skeeter is closing on the Battle Fury, 400 gold away. ET of Seb, he's going Midas. So not only did he have a bad start, but he's really not stronger in lane because of this decision. Coil ready? They're looking for a kill. They're going to find it.
They're going to be able to set up onto him, and it's going to be more glory for Skeeter in this safe lane. Thompson swinging across. Can Thompson do anything about this bear? He's got the slight chains down to him, but he can't commit. With the enrage available for Skeeter, it's much too spooky of a kill for him to go for, and Saxa's still around. See if Skeeter wants to turn for him. Biver, he's going to have the chase. As they're coming in with the orb. 9. He's got no coil, of course, still. So they won't be able to trap him. Saxa gets away. Thompson's still ready to go back in. He's got a haste route. He's in with the slight chains onto the 2 of them. Focuses towards Fighter. Fighter just holds the ground with the ult, but Saxa's able to put a stop to it with the hook shot. Skeeter trying to find a target to jump in onto. Thompson remnanting out to safety. He doesn't want to stand anywhere near the bear. They'll get Fighter, but they won't get anything else as the rest back off. Mid lane 33 really putting the pressure in onto this tier 1 tower. Everyone having to use the time lapse to keep himself healthy. This pressure's really building up from Tundra. And yeah, with this creep wave, that'll be it done. So you're going to see a 12-minute Treads Battle Fury on Skeeter this game as that's going to be timing that he'll be very happy with. Thompson, he's able to find Biver in the trees. Get Biver here with the 4 of them, OG. Can they catch Fada on 9 underneath the tower? 33 is around.
Just ignoring him.
They're just running straight past. Get the chains onto 9. 9. Got the one charges. 9, he's out with the orb. He's going to get taken out. They get the final bit of burst. Mid one comes in, finds a Maelstrom proc. They'll finally manage to kill off this puck, and they'll also catch Vata.
They're just running around 3-3. Like they're just ignoring him completely as they hunt the heroes in the back lines. Like this OG fixed the flaw from that first draft. They recognized, look, it wasn't the Wisp Weaver that was the issue. It was that Thompson couldn't play the way he needed to for us to activate the rest of our draft. Doesn't matter that they were a little behind in net worth. They're just running at the enemy. And this is the OG that we know and love. This is how they win games. Tundra, though, you're still fine, right? Like, Skeeter has got Battle Fury. You know, in theory, this is going as planned. But the trouble is, OG is just applying so much pressure on the map. Even 3-3 now at risk.
Let's see if they can get him. He's got the hood. He's out with the chain. And he'll be straight into the chains of Thompson. As there's a lot of damage, but 33, he's able to find another angle to get out. Biver's there on the high ground, ready to give him some extra bit of backup. OG, they can't commit for this kill, as Skeeter will actually be able to pick up Notel there on the return.
Okay, maybe we go back to ignoring 3-3.
He's not an easy kill at all. He really isn't. Pretty much, yeah.
If they hit the Earth Splitter, maybe that had a chance, but yeah, you're just gonna Timber Chain out of that. So even the clock isn't enough to keep him in place. But mid one is enormous, and I love this decision. Look at what's queued up. The Scotty. You know, you don't actually need a vessel because of the minus healing that'll give you. That's enough to really try and break down this Timber Saw. It also gives him the HP pool to just play really aggressive, and not to mention, you're also able to then kite the Ursa quite effectively.
Talking about the Ursa, Skeeter with the help of 9. We'll find the tier 1 tower top. Seeing the mid one and Notel, putting as much pressure on as they can as 33 tries to get them off it.
This is so funny, man. They're just ignoring each other. Well, I guess 3-3 is doing his best, but OG, they learned their lesson. I don't expect to see him targeted again, at least until like the 20-30 minute mark. Thompson?
Thompson. Trying to get in from the side. They're going to drop the Dream Coil down onto him. Saxon comes in with a hook shot. They burst through the Crystal Maiden. Skeeter's coming in with the rage in the further silence. Locks down Thompson. Skeeter's going to be able to pick up one. You get about another one from this to sleep. Holding him back for now. Seb trying to come in now with the punches. But Skeeter, he's thinking about turning. Does have to take the bugs off him. There's a lot of damage here from mid one Seb and Notel Seb. Stomp off in time. Holds 33 in position. Skeeter trying to jump forward again onto mid one. Mid one still has a time lapse available. Skeeter, he's got no enrage. So mid one, you want to dive this, Skeeter. Getting low. Mid one's going to want to try and find this, and he's able to get it. Goes in with a Scoochie, takes down Skeeter. He's also going to be able to pick up Biver as well. Double kill for mid one.
This is the Wisp Weaver we saw earlier in the group stage, Owen. Like this is when it gets real spooky. You know, look at the item. A Maelstrom S&Y plus 2,300 gold this early in the game. Oh, 3-3 just getting the TP off in time. Doesn't matter the Thompson dies. Like, that just buys them so much space. Skeeter popped his ulti early for the burst to guarantee he could get the Ember kill. The trouble is then at the end there, now that they know he doesn't have the defensive tool available, the Weaver just runs circles around him and eventually takes him down. So OG starting to build up a pretty commanding lead, because trouble is, well, that right there, Fada is just effectively a 6th range creep for the hero, for the team rather. And how do you kill this Weaver? Where's the lockdown?
Yeah, they've got to coordinate it perfectly with, 9 having that coil for him every time into the follow-up silences.
It's just the support duo just dies. It's the trouble. I mean, BSJ, our noted carry expert, like, he is never going to be picking an Ursa into a Weaver for this reason, because until you have that, basically swift blink abyssal, you just don't touch him.
We'll find Saxa.
Roche, maybe?
Soon to have his blink, but yeah, these timings are going to be very important on the Ursa. I mean, if he's able to get to a point where he has like the blink, BKB, Basher, Abyssal, then that's going to be the solid way to have a chance of locking down onto mid one. But at that point, if OG continues as they are, they might have just taken away the whole map away from Tundra.
It's so hard to play this now. The trouble with Timber, like, we saw the strengths. He doesn't die, pushes that tower early, dominates a lane, even though it's 1v2, I suppose trades. The trouble is now, you're not scaling as well as these other cores are, and you don't really have a place on the map. You can't kill things. You've got a Yules now, so it's nice to have a little bit of control, but you're just a creep hitter. and OG are just running around the map. Farming creeps faster than you are. Bottom lane, they're going in. Oh, Oleg.
Yeah, mid one easily out of there with the shoot sheet. They don't get that opening over in the river.
Another reload.
I'm going to try for 33, see if they can do him whilst he's in completely alone. And with the chain control, they will. They're able to bring down even the tanky boy now. 33 out of the game. More glory for mid one. 7-0-3. Having the, as you said, just the Weaver game that the OG draft for when they open with these two. It's down towards the bottom. Biver been caught by the chains of Tops. He tries to roll out and will lose Saxa. And OG, they might not be done here. Does Topson want to dive in for this? He's got mid one wrapping around from the side. He does. Remnant in deep. Topson is ready to go for more. He's looking towards Skeeter. Mid one starting to poke at Skeeter. Skeeter turns and they've got the silence. What? He just turns and they both die.
Oh my
mid
God.
one's dead for 626 gold for Skeeter.
That was the only possible way. I hope we can have a replay of that because that was nuts. 9 is perfectly positioned, just hiding in the trees.
That's
There's like no hope for them in this fight unless they can do exactly that.
Dream coil and silence, and that's enough there for Skeeter to take down mid one. No chance of any escape, and mid one, knocked down a bit there by that kill from Skeeter, and that's going to give Skeeter a good burst towards what will end up being quite a quick BKB after the blink dagger.
Yeah, that was they needed that. Like, there's actually no way to kill Weaver
unless he does that.
Literally that. Like, blow everything. You have a 3-second window, and importantly, that coil silence got the wisp of no tail as well.
Yeah.
Tops and Yules, nothing crazy coming up. But that equalizes the game a bit. Suddenly, Skeeter's possibly going to be getting to that point where you can't kill the Weaver just yet, but you'll have a blink BKB at a decent timing. Now you can hunt pretty much everybody else, and then the Basher changes things. Hold up, reload.
He's going for it. They're setting up for the relocate. Topson, he's coming in, but they've already lost Sax. Skeeter's able to pop the out. They get the sleep in. Have they got enough burst damage to take Skeeter down? And Skeeter's trying to focus for the kill, but set there with the splitter, tears him apart. As that's the Ursa down, and now OG, they can get back on with the cleanup.
Yeah, they initiated on the puck. 9 barely survives there, but once he's out, like there's no way you deal enough damage as Tundra unless you get the 100 to zeros. The trouble is the sustained damage isn't there. You need to burst heroes or they will just reset, survive, and then you're just gonna get slaughtered. Weaver's gonna be running circles around you. This like chain spam starts to add up. Yeah, Scotty now complete on mid one. He's level 15. Oh, and he has a Scott. It's 20 minutes into the game. He's gonna have Scotty.
Nice.
3 items complete.
Still has to be careful of that combo, as we've seen. Now we'll have to obviously be a little less careful when he has the Aegis. Then he's not going to care too much if they do manage to pop him like that with 1 round of ults.
Skeeter took. Oh my God.
33's in. He's trying to draw them away from finishing the Roche, and it's going to work. They're going to turn towards 33 instead, though. Biver rolls in. They get the Dream Call down on the floor. The silence follow. They've caught Mid-One. Mid-One's going to go down. They've got the control as well onto Thompson. Thompson's also going to fall. Motel's gone. 9. Perfect jump. 4-man coil into the silence.
How does that happen?
OG, they weren't ready for that one bit.
Oh my God. Tundra. What?
And now they're going to get Roche. Now they're getting Roche on a silver platter. Straight up. It's theirs. That's the Aegis. BKB is going to be on the way up for Skeeter. A second time where Tundra, they're able to blow up the Weaver. And in this fight, much more than just the Weaver alone.
I mean, everything done right there. I mean, pre-W or pre-overpower from Skeeter Ursa. He goes in, pops in range.
Look at this.
All the attacks, gets it off again. 3-3 doing his job, just running the bait. Nothing to see here, guys. It's just me. Don't worry about anybody else. Here comes 9.
And look
vision.
at 9.
Like, they just clump up for it. It's a 4-man coil. And Skeeter, with the overpower ready, he pops in rage immediately, and then he's going to cast again to be sure to finish off that Weaver before he can get the ultimate off. But yeah, like, OG, wake up, guys. You need this win. What's going on?
Yeah, that's Tundra definitely coming in with the cleaner moves. No doubt about it. Even with OG having the start that they have, and of course the game is even, but it's just the way that Tundra's being able to find these opportunities to take these fights. You don't sort of see teams every day sort of line themselves up for that perfect of a combo in these situations where Skeeter in these fights, he's actually getting a lot done with the cleave at the Battle Fury.
Yeah,
OG is standing so
seriously.
close to one another. We're seeing heroes die to the cleave.
I just can't believe it. Like OG, like they're seen as one of the teams with like the best vision, like the way they read the map and read these team fights. They just got like they're tunnel visioning hard on that Timber Saw, and they
Look
get
at this
punished
card.
hard for it.
If they find mid one here, which they might, Jesse's in
They
the
got him.
coil. Sentry's down into the silence. They've got to get him out of here. Can they kill him in time? Oh, he's away to the side. No-Tail's not going to be able to take him out. As the relocate's put to an end, they have got the backup now. As mid one, he's going to try and fight back, turns towards 9 now without the Dream Coil. Things could get a little hairy for Tundra.
Oh,
Mid
they're
one,
on him.
oh, no, they're able to jump at him still, and mid one still goes down. They get the jump straight back over to him. Mid one, even without the threat of the coil, no coil, it's already been used. Tundra is still able to find a way of getting in on top of the Weaver, and mid one still ends up dying.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, these devs now, again, it's you see the net worth, it says it's even, but the way the last 2 fights have gone down, you said it, OG, they've got to clean things up a little bit as Tundra. They're starting to make these mid-game fights look easy.
They're just straight up outplaying him, Owen. I mean,
Yeah.
poor Nine. Nine is making these. He has treads and a Witchblade, and he's looked unstoppable in these fights. I don't even know how it's possible. And Skeeter somehow he's just killing everyone. He's been present for 21 out of
keeps
23
killing the
kills.
Weaver. I mean, BSJ probably needs to watch this game. You said you don't like playing us against Weaver. Skeeter's showing you exactly how it's done. He's killing the Weaver.
It might be like maybe you just needed a BKB on mid one, and he still doesn't have it queued up, but he's just dying to these silences. No-Tail has the mech, like he'll be able to keep him somewhat sustained, but like that fight, that's just, I mean, Seb wasn't there. The hook came in, Thompson hadn't connected just yet either, and again, like Seb has a Midas. He has Ags complete now. This is the timing OG we're waiting for, and also probably why he wasn't present in that last engagement. All of a sudden, the Elder Titan is a force to be reckoned with, but again, it doesn't matter if mid one can't stay alive.
It's going to get harder as well. Skeeter, he's getting to that point. The bash is nearly out.
They're fighting again.
See, as mid one, he's getting in. Dream Coil has been set down here. Nine's off to the side. He's off to the orb. Thompson, he's ready to chase in. Commits with the Remnant. 9. He will fall. They get the kill, but now Skeeter, he's in on the mid one. Mid one's got to get out with the time lapse. He's out to the time, but Viper's in with the stun. They've closed the gap on the mid one. Mid one, he's able to get away with the Shuchi. No-Tail comes in with the save. Tethers in to heal him up. Skeeter's going to turn his efforts over towards Thompson. With the BKB, Skeeter can keep on fighting. He's able to punch down, take down Thompson. Skeeter's trapped in the cogs though. Saxa, he's able to hold him in position. Skeeter's trying to run, but OG will dive in. They'll take him down the once. As the age is gone, Skeeter, is he going to be ready for round 2? He's out with a blink. He's away to the high ground. Skeeter will manage to make it away. A buyback from Fada comes in. He's got to be careful around this tower, though. There's no tail in the mid one. They're ready to chase in. They'll find the CM Fada. He bought back for this. He's dying. He's been slept. He'll go down. Skeeter tries to come in onto mid one. Skeeter, he's going for the Weaver kill. Could he quite find it? He's trying to chase. Mid one, he's running. A few more hits will do it, but mid one's able to kite him out this time. Skeeter will go down. 33 jumps across with the chain. He's on top of mid one, but the sleep's there from Seb. They hold the timber in place. This time, OG, they're able to get back on top as it's their turn to clean up.
Yeah, the key there, 9 died. 9 was not necessarily caught out of position, but the team wasn't ready. Tundra have been winning these fights off the back of combos. The coil, the silence, Skeeter's damage, the Earth Spirit rolling. If they don't have that synergy to find burst kills, they will not win the team fight. OG thrive in these long engagements as we just witnessed. It doesn't matter that Fado put back. He's dead in 2 seconds once he's found. OG wants skirmishes, Tundra want executions. And if OG can continue to find fights around their vision like that, force spells to be utilized before the Tundra allies are ready to follow up, that's a huge edge for them. I mean, they're gonna have Satanic on mid one pretty soon. This next Roche fight might just decide everything. But yeah, you gotta be really cautious. Like 9 has played so much better than he should have been able to as a puck in this game, but he has to keep it up for them to actually take the W here.
See him hiding deep in the trees. No TP for 20 seconds. Might be able to cut another creep wave here though.
Yeah, Skeeter a little too over aggressive there. I think he was praying for a bash, but unfortunately he hasn't completed that item yet. Had he, I think that might have been a different engagement. Nope, Fada, adios.
Well, he's got 33 helping him out, but you're right, they're relocating in on this. So Fada will fall. They lose Saxa for it. Midbon is going to try and look towards Piper. Piper's up in the air with the yours. The core's down onto them. They're in onto Midbon. Midbon, he's got to get out of it. He's lost his IO. No-Tail goes down. Midbon's got to be very careful here. Can Tops and Seb help him turn around and fight back into this? Skeeter has used the BKB in the Enrage.
The big difference maker, Seb, he is a real hero now with that Ags. BKB, 2-second duration per hero that gets hit by that Spirit, plus a massive damage increase. Plus, you're removing all base armor and base magic armor from these Radiant heroes. So Ursa, you know, that means 0. Like 0 armor, 0 magic resist. He is just straight up naked when he's in the presence of Seb. If the BKB isn't active, that's the key. So it's really the BKB usage from Skeeter that we're gonna have to watch here. Also the Mindbreaker, huge pickup. That is potentially game winning against mid one when you consider he still does not have a BKB.
He's going for the full tanky build. Satanic done, looking for the butterfly next, and knows these heroes don't really want to be buying any sort of true strike. The evasion will be nice. I mean, with Satanic and Butterfly, it is going to be very hard for Tundra to take him out, even during the disables.
Oh, for sure. It really does get easier for OG as the game wears on. Like, it's Elder Titan. Especially, you know, I criticize the Midas from Seb, but it's paid off by now. Like, he's got 2 levels on his Ember at this point, and he's going to be massive. Halberd next item, Orb of Corruption, or Destruction, rather. And now they can control the enemy triangle. Roche might spawn in 20 seconds.
Dire are scanning.
Let's see what OG can find here with this smoke. Topson. He's leading the charge, he's making the jump. Is he going to be able to find 9-9? Oh, 9 wasn't quite ready for this. They open with the chains, but he's able to dodge the sleep. He's out to the side. They relocate in on this. He'll hold them back with the coil. 9, he was able to react in time. They didn't have to follow up. 9 is able to ensure that Tundra won't lose anyone to that move from OG.
Oh, but they think he TP'd. Look at the positioning. Seb sniffing it out.
He's going to go for the bounty ring, but there's the jump. As soon as he's on it, you say Tundra there with a big brain play, hiding in the shadows and expecting OG to feel relaxed after that movement and not be prepared for Tundra to be standing where they did. 33. Now diving in to start to get more information. Skeeter's going to be TPing over towards the tier 2 so he can start to come out on the lane and meet up with them over to the side. Piper's already gone in. He's in with the silence onto Stacks to Skeeter. He's going to jump for straight away, commit with the BKB. He's onto Midbon. Can they really bring Midbon down? Another Shikuchi gets Midbon out and off to the side as No-Tail's taking him away. 9. He's going to have Dream Call in 20 seconds. They're jumping into burst. No-Tail's up in the air. Midbon is looking for Fada, but Fada, he's able to turn. He's got the root. Midbon out with the time-lapse and the Shikuchi. He's got to run now as they've lost 3 OG. 9. He's going to have that coil pretty soon. 5 seconds until it. Midbon cannot afford to play close to this. He's got to get right out of here, and he will. As Midbon makes his way back to base, Thompson will try his best to clear the wave out, but a wave has already reached the tier 2, so Tundra can put some pressure onto the tower with this.
Oh my god. Oh, and my heart is racing. I can't imagine how these guys are doing. This game is nuts. 31-28, 31 minutes in. I still don't know who's truly ahead. I feel like OG's in a great spot, and then all of a sudden Tundra make this huge galaxy brain play around this bottom bounty rune. Like, there's no way you expect them to be camping there as 4 after you've just chased 9 into the trees, plus force the coil.
Under attack.
I mean, out of all the heroes and players in this game, who do you think's sweating the most? Like, whose game can crumble in an instant in a fight if they make a sort of a miss move?
Both, really. I mean, Tundra, the thing is, Tundra have to get the initiation or the perfect follow-up. Like, both, it pretty much is bait 3-3. You've got to dangle 3-3 out and hope that your team can counter.
Oh, OG's in. Topson. He's not going to get the chains onto Fada. I dropped the core down. They got the bash. Onto the Weaver there. He needs help, and he needs it now. He's not going to be able to get it. As Skeeter, they 100-0 the Weaver. And now Skeeter, he's ready to try and turn for more unless OG can fight back. These hits from Seb, but they're hurting. As Skeeter's down to the low ground. Thompson chases in. Skeeter will fall. Saxa burst out by the silence. As the rest of Tundra will back up and try and make sure that this stays just the 2-for-1 and OG don't get anything more, and they will. They get the rest of them out of that.
Yeah, I love how Fada's played this now. Look at his items. 2 fluffy hats, a 4 staff. He's the one carrying the essence ring. He's just like, yeah, keep coming for me. I know how this game is played. They do not have the burst to kill him that 13th time. Like, this fight, though, like, imagine if mid one can just get his ultimate off, Tundra gets wiped, but they 100-0 him. The thing is, Skeeter has to blow everything, the BKB, the Enrage. He also has the Shard to get Enrage off of 6 hits. And he's just dead. Seb, look how hard. Seb is like 3-shotting him.
Yeah, these hits from Seb are ridiculous.
He's got 100% cleave now on the ET.
I mean, he's the carry. You know, so say, you know what, step aside, mid one. I've got this one under control. And I mean, he can start going for the real big right-clicking items now as well if he wants. We'll see what he wants to farm up because he's going to get that money very quick. You know, this talent, you know, an incredible amount of farming and aggressive potential. You know, sure, you don't normally think about cleavers being that insane in a fight, but when it's 100%, then, you know, you're close to sort of a mini Kunka.
Yeah. And every hero, his spirit hits, plus 105 damage.
Comes to the side, Thompson. The catch on Biver. They'll jump in. They've got a Hex onto Thompson. They're going to drop the Dream Core down, and as well onto the 3 of them. 33 heading forward. Biver rolling in with the control. They're in onto Midborn. Midborn's been silenced. The bash. Midborn's down. Skeeter's able to take him out. The question is, can he do more this time? They've got to deal with Seb. Skeeter turns over towards Seb. Seb, he's able to pull him back. He's got the halberd down onto Skeeter. Skeeter's still stacking up the swipe, so Seb's got to keep his distance. They'll turn, burst through Saxa. Biver with the roll in, he lands the connection onto Notel. They've got the Hex onto Thompson. Thompson's also goes down. It's 3 dead on OG, and it's not going to stop here. Biver rolls into Notel. Seb, he's trying to kite them out off to the side. Can Seb do something insane with the Spirit? We'll see how much damage he gets built up here. He's got a fair bit more. He's going to run down Skeeter. Here comes Seb with Notel coming across as well. This buyback from Notel giving some extra power to Seb to help him fight back. Seb, who's he going to be able to find next? He's heading up to the high ground. Notel is just going to take him out. Keep him Seb. No, okay, leaves him behind. He leaves him behind. He left him behind, Seb, because Seb wants to fight. Seb says, don't you dare take me out of here. I've got some faces to smash. Seb, he's thinking about going back in. He's going to have the Spirit again in a few seconds. See who can he catch here is 9. Very low. Fada goes down in the river.
This game is crazy. It's all about the Spirit. Seb is toying with them. When Spirit is active, he has a Rapier and BKB. When it's not, he's like an annoying 4 position. Like, and the cleave, like, oh my goodness.
There's so much damage.
What is this hero?
I mean, Seb's doing it. It honestly, in these fights now, it seems like it. OG, they've harnessed Midbone's power of dying for a greater good here. That's the plan. They're like, Midbone, you go in, you die, and that's their initiative. That's the plan, and it's working.
Okay, hang on. Oh, get a little chance to relax and unwind real fast. What is this? This is a Roche for OG. The sheep stick on 3-3 has been huge. He's the only one who really could itemize for it because 9, you know, you need this Ags. It's too good in this game, and it's your only real control against the Elder Titan. But the Hex has been allowing them to get kills on these very mobile OG cores, notably the Ember Spirit of Thompson. Man, what a game. And I actually look at what Skeeter's queued up, the AC, it's necessary.
Yeah. Oh,
because he's going to 0 armor.
Yeah. Absolutely. Against all these physical hitters as well. Thompson, Midone, and Seb, they're all punching. And yeah, that sort of flat additional armor, a huge necessity against the natural order.
I actually think that instead of the Glimmer he has queued up, that Biver needs to get a Vlad's. Like, I cannot overstate just how every point of armor is more valuable when you're at 0. Like, there's diminishing returns on plus armor. Well, actually, no, not technically. The percentage of damage reduction decreases because diminishing returns, but every point of armor gives you 5% EHP effectively, or effective HP against physical damage. So if you just go from 0 to 4 on Skeeter, you have 20% more survivability. Plus the lifesteal factor, plus the damage.
COG should be able to take this Roche pretty quickly here. Seb, he is indeed going to start putting for that right clicker that he is with the bash into a pistol. It's going to be his next plan. And there we go. Now they're going to have a definite struggle here, Tundra, in the next fight. Midone with the Aegis They're going to have to take him down twice, and as we've seen there, their toolkit really just offers for the once as top. They're going to try and catch 9. 9, he's going to have to blink out. No, he's not able to get it off in time.
Oof. I think he tried to blink the wrong direction there. You can typically get it off after phase shift, but you have to be turning the right way. And update, it's actually 6% EHP, not 5. So those extra points of armor are actually even more effective than I had spoken. So yeah, my main point is buy armor, aura items, please. Somebody on Tundra, it'll help you out a bunch. And
they've got Thompson.
Okay.
They find Thompson immediately there with that jump. 33. He's going to create the distraction, give time for Skeeter to reset. Wait for his enrage to come back off cooldown. As Mib, once you want to dive in for this, he does. He's looking for Fada. See if they can finish him off. The Spirit in as well. Skeeter, he's ready with the counterplay. He's popped the BKB for this, but he's been hookshotted by Stacks, and the BKB is soon to come to an end. Skeeter's going to get taken out, and he's down for 95. And he does not have the money for buyback. They've got to be very careful now for this 90 seconds, Tundra, as OG, they've got a huge amount of room to work with.
It's just, how do you fight them at this point, Owen? If you don't have the ability to kill OG, if you have for just one moment the fear of being right-clicked, like that fight's over. And I last time I bring it up, if this Ursa keeps playing without any plus armor, he will not be able to play Dota 2 when his BKB and Enrage are down.
Mid one. He's been X'd. They're going to be able to kill him once. So take him down. They get rid of that Aegis. Can they do it a second time? They remove Nosetail. As 33's able to burst through, and they've got the root. Have they got any further control? The mid one, he's still able to Shikuchi away, but Seb goes down because of this. And now mid one's been silenced. He's trying to run, but they're in. He's able to get the time himself just in time, but Fadi's got the further control with the Frostbite. The Hex is out for 33. They're in onto mid one.
What?
And Stacks, he tries to TP out. They've got the Yules to cancel it.
What the?
Oh my goodness.
How did that happen?
How did that? That went terribly. Carl, what happened?
I don't know.
Ursa is dead.
I have no idea.
They just lost an Aegis and lost 4 heroes immediately after against a team that doesn't have their bloody carry alive.
Well, to be fair, in the fights, they don't really have him alive for very long either. But like, No-Tail is tethered into the base. I don't think he expected to get pushed up high ground from that. So he's just another casualty. So there's no help for this Weaver. And Seb's just dead because he didn't get Spirit back. So he has no innate BKB, and he's just dead.
Dude, that's got to be terrifying for OG in that position. They just lost a fight with Aegis, and whilst the enemy didn't have a carry alive.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, I don't even know. I really just, I mean, I'm glad mid one, he's also realized what he's done wrong. He's got half of his 5th item done and has realized, finally, I need a BKB. So both carry players really just not itemizing properly to ensure survival. And it's going to be a race to see who can get it first. And I look at Skeeter. He's got the plate mail, baby. He's been listening.
He's got the armor. Thank you. He's enjoying the car. Well, I hope he's not. He knows, as you say, he's got to get this online. I mean, Seb obviously working for sort of the answers to that. He's also getting his AC. So he'll have something to counteract it.
Yep. And mid one, it's the BKB. Like, he's just dying in these silences.
Yeah, he's got to get this BKB. He's going to have it pretty shortly. 1,500 gold and the BKB will be there. And OG, they're going to come out with the smoke.
And we go close. Okay, we have 25s up. 3-3 got the Whirling Death. He's actually almost 27. So 10% more attribute reduction. And then Ursa, of course, getting the overpower attacks. He'll have the Shard too, so it's a guaranteed proc in 1 overpower. I guess it is with 6 as well, but you get what I'm going. It's just more damage. That's the key. And you get 3 enrage hits off with single overpower. Soxa looking to finish Ags. No-Tail has the Holy Lock and a little bit extra healing. Thompson going for, I don't even know, he's got a Kayak queued up and a Sanj at the moment. And Seb's, yep, the AC is on the way for the Ultra Titan.
Got it, yeah.
Skeeter would love to buy his, but I think he has to save for buyback here. The Glimmer is up on Biver. Puck has a Crystallis now. He's also got Dream Coil Rapid Fire. So that's a lot of added damage that's going to come into these team fights.
Well, this is nice for Seb as well. He finds himself a Minotaur Horn. You know, of course, you know, having the Ags, you never want to buy a BKB as well, but this Minotaur Horn can help you against the little things and give that time and chance for the Spirit to actually return to you and allow you to pop off.
Exactly. It allows you to get a Spirit off if you're CC'd, and that was the trouble in the last fight. If you catch one silence, you're suddenly susceptible to just being chain stunned to death, whereas now Minotaur, couple Spirit, and like you're just now you can't even really fight him because he's hitting for 500.
Now that iron really can make all the difference in these fights.
They're rolling in top.
Viper, they're in onto mid one. Mid one is going to get bashed. Can Noto keep him alive? He's been hacked.
Into the bash.
They've got the silence. They've got another bash. As mid one's down, mid one's going to buy back for this. But Saxa's gone. Seb's charging in. Notel off to the side, being controlled and taken out. They're down 2. Skeeter's going to turn towards Thompson. Thompson, he's been bashed. He's got to keep running another bash for Skeeter. Thompson's going to go down. As mid one, he's trying to bring down Skeeter, and they will get him. Viper rolls in across, a buyback from Thompson as well. Viper's just going to go for the TP out. The sleep not in time. As Viper will escape. So that is a mid one and a Thompson buyback. They want to find more than just Skeeter. See if they can catch 9. 9's out with the orb. He's going to have the blink back up. Oh, actually didn't. I think he had the chance
No
to blink
buyback.
there.
He has no buyback for 2 minutes.
Why didn't he blink? Did I miss that? I swear he had blink. He could have blink and then Waning Rift, but he didn't. He's dead. Maybe he was scared of someone on the high ground, but everybody...
He didn't have
dead.
face hit, though, yeah, but he might have just been like caught thinking there. You know? You've got heroes with a lot of mobility on all sides, but yeah, unfortunately, no buyback. I think OG should know this. 2 minutes and a half on the timer, so if anyone's tracking it,
know for
they
sure.
know it's 4 on 5.
This is a big window for OG. But of course, Skeeter himself, he does have buyback. Skeeter can get in on the action. But he'd have to be sort of holding the fort against the full 5 of OG pretty shortly.
Also, do you know what it was? It was the Stormcrafter proc, it looks like.
Oh, it could have been. That absolutely could have been what caught it.
Yeah, from Thompson. Man, these neutral items are just, there's too much to track right now.
33.
Like they do most of the game. Just ignore him.
He's doing a good job of cleaning these waves out, though. Making this push hard for OG. And, you know, of course, OG, if they don't get away with anything before 9's back up, now they're going to have to be playing a very scary game where they themselves have run that risk of, you know, losing mid one or Thompson. They're going to be dead for 2 minutes. He's onto the side. Thompson going to get hexed. It's 33 playing with him for now. As OG now find the tier 3. They are a little cautious about sticking around. So with this long timer of 9 being dead, only getting the tier 3 tower, they won't actually be able to get anything more against this. And as I say, you know, once 9's back up, they're going to be in a very, very precarious position, OG, with their buybacks.
This game, I mean, we got a lot of celebs in chat. Shout out to one of them, Dendy. He's always talked about how this game of Dota 2,
what up?
When you get to this part of the game, it's no longer Dota. It's just chaos. Who gets the stun off first? Who gets bashed? Somebody dies. That's that. And if you look at this, I mean, the level 25 is all coming out now for most of these heroes. But Thompson's got the item that can equalize. We see this a lot more in China than in Europe, but Aeon Disc is queued up. He probably should have gone for that before the Kai Assange because he's been dying so much in these hex combos, these chain bashes, but now he's no longer really that target to start off fights. And so far, Tundra found a lot of success just getting that initial pick off. But if you blow Ursa BKB hex on a target that then survives, it's a completely different fight than for OG, and they can start to create more space. And look at that, even an Aeon Disc on mid one, not going for the BKB.
I mean, I like it. I think that could save him.
It's one way to deal with silence.
They go for Roche. OG's on the way over, though. They drop the Dream Core down onto Thompson. They're trying to deal with Thompson. Thompson buying time with the Stormcrafter now with the self-fuels. They're going to be able to catch him on the way down. They do. They've got the Hex. Thompson, he's able to get out of there. Out to the side. This is no tells in with the save. Skeeter now jumps over towards mid-one, but the Eon just gives mid-one the chance to get out. Skeeter turns over towards Saxa, but he's been disarmed and taken out. Seb's just cleaning up with the cleave, the triple kill. For Seb, mass buybacks coming out from Tundra. See what they can do here on the mid lane as they're chasing down Farda. Farda will get found here. 3 buybacks from Tundra. Make that 4.
Puck doesn't have one. What a fight. The save from No-Tail on Thompson.
Save. He was dead for sure.
Oh, for sure. And then the Aeon Disc comes alive to save mid one. And it was like we said, like Seb just straight up 2-shot the puck. You don't kill the Weaver in the open, and that's that. That's the fight. Skeeter's dead.
Can they do anything about this Roche? Tundra. This is scary. They spend a lot of buybacks here. They get the jump onto Saxa. At the same time, they're moved in onto Seb, but Roshan's falling down mid-one and No-Tail. They're finishing it off. as they are going to be able to claim it. Mid one grabs the Aegis, then the cheese. Over to the side, Skeeter being caught by the sleep. And now they're going to chase. Skeeter, he's got to be very careful. He's got BKB in 5 seconds. There's going to be a buyback from Saxo. Skeeter, he's trying to run. BKB in a second. He's going to get glimmered. A little bit of time to take him to the side as Mid1's hunting, but he's been hexed. Skeeter, he's now ready to turn. They've got the bash. Mid1, he's going to go down the ones.
Thompson's stuck on the cliff.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's going to have Remnant in a couple of seconds. He's going to have Remnant in a couple of seconds. So he'll be able to rejoin them there. Chasing down 33 off the side. They get the chains on the pivot, but he already got out with the roll. 33. Have they got the damage for him? They do. Hook shots out. That's 33 dead for 2 minutes. They'll get one of the heroes.
Oh my God, what a game. Shard now up on Thompson. He'll have the Aeon disc soon. At this point, OG, they had 2 minutes without Puck. Now it's 2 minutes without Timber. Is that enough? Can you get something out of this base? You probably want to wait for like the Aeon discs to come up.
Yeah. Wait for those cooldowns. I mean, yeah, they're pretty much there. Just over 10 seconds, and Mid1's going to have his Aeon disc good to go again.
Yep. Getting the Aegis was huge, though. Butterfly complete. The damage output's starting to get real spooky if it wasn't already. But what do you do, OG? Do you just push for throne? You know that it's a 4-on-5. No, they go bot racks.
Yeah, I think, take the objectives here.
Abyssal on Seb.
Skeeter. He's going up. Skeeter's going to get hook shotted. Skeeter, he needs help, but he needs it now. He's popping the Enrage. The Dream Core's down on the two of them, but there comes Seb. Seb's in onto the bear. Skeeter in so much trouble here. Skeeter will go down. 9 also will fall as the bashes come out from Seb. Seb just running them down one by one, as that will be it. 5 dead, no buybacks. OG will easily be able to close this game up now as GG is pulled. OG take this second game of this series of best of ones. This is best of one against Tundra. And the games, they're certainly getting crazy today here, Carl. This was on your edge of your seat one, really, for both teams. OG able to wrap it up in the end, though.
They had to work for that one, though, Owen. They had to work real damn hard. Shout out to Tundra. They put on a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
I just, wow. What a game. Shout out to Seb. I feel like his ET is the only reason OG, like, he is killing Skeeter in, like, every engagement. And the poor Ursa, like, you have 2 defensive cooldowns. When they're both dead or down, Seb just, you're done with. And, like, he's two-shotting the puck. Shout out to Nye. I mean, really just a really excellent game played by both sides. It's so difficult to perform at such a high level for so long. I felt like we had one team fight that just went on for 47 minutes.
Yeah, this was an insane game from both of them. And, as you said, sort of Seb, that Midas pickup absolutely works out in the long run, right? He sort of identifies very early in the game that he does have to kind of play for himself, make sure that he has this game where he's able to have that sort of impact. And at the end of it all, he certainly does. Mid1 by his side as well. For the few deaths that Mid1 did have in those kind of, sort of classic OG positions, it didn't matter. Outside of that, he was top of the net with the whole game, 21, 7, and 16, and he really did play his part. And the itemization at the end meant that the moves that Tundra were able to execute earlier against him, they just weren't going to work at that certain point. And of course, a lot of that down as well. So to No-Tail's backup, we saw a fair few pretty insane No-Tail saves. Probably the biggest one being that last one again with Thompson. As if Thompson dies there without buyback, then the game could have very well have shifted into a very difficult territory for OG.
Yeah, anything could happen. And now all OG and their fans can do is sit and root for Tundra, who a lot of people may have wrote off coming into this. Like, oh yeah, Liquid or OG can take the spot. They play like that against Liquid, that's going to be a match. Liquid win, they're in. Tundra win, we get to do it all over again, baby.
Let's say this could be the beginning of something crazy here in these best of one tiebreakers. And I certainly hope so if we get games like this, as this best of one, a very fun one indeed. OG, though, will take the victory at the end of it against Tundra.